All right, here we go. Big win today for the Tigers in Columbia, Missouri. Shoot, y'all, we're having some technical difficulties here. But big win for the Tigers. My co-host, just to let y'all know, uh, my co-host is at driver's ed. He's trying to get that license, get that permit going. So we had Rocky filling in for him today. Um, you look at that game and the way it started. We thought it was just going to be another one of them games where we couldn't ever stop them. We'll go and look at the stats here in a minute. The Tigers did really good when we got Mizzou in third down situations. We performed well there, but they didn't get in third down a ton. And we couldn't slow them down early. But when it mattered the most, you look at our coverage was good. You look at the sack fumble that caused them to go fourth and really long there in the fourth quarter by Swenson. The coverage was good. Cook had to hold on to the ball, and that allowed that defensive line pressure to get there, and that was a huge play at that point in the game. Um, you look at Mizzou. You look at Mizzou's offense, and they have some guys that are going to play on Sunday. Cook threw a couple picks, turned it over. Harold Perkins, the names we mentioned, Harold Perkins, Jaden Daniels, just wow. Those guys, we know they're game changers. Perkins had the big pick, and it kind of changed the momentum a little bit. It gave everybody a little bit of optimism. We still had a hard time slowing them down. Luther Burton is an unreal receiver for Mizzou, and he's going to play for a long time in the NFL. But that was just, it was a great win. Great win. Great way to close it out that game with our secondary, much maligned secondary that has been struggling. And then Major Burns goes and gets a big pick six there to seal the deal for the Tigers. If anybody's got any questions, y'all come on in and ask at any point. We'll discuss it. I'm gonna try to pull up the game stats so we can look at it a little bit closer. Give me 1 second. All right, so the final score was 49-39. Tigers win by 10. If you'd asked me that before halftime, I probably wouldn't have responded to your text because I didn't feel too good about it at that point. Um, Team stats, and there were two guys offensively, but it takes to make this possible. But Diggs was unbelievable running the ball, and kudos. We talk about those guys up front. Our offensive line is one of the strong points of this team, and they're allowing Daniels to do what he does. Um, they're creating holes in the running game. They are really gelling right now, and we need them to be like that because we're going to have to put up points when Auburn comes into town. Um, First down, the Tigers had 25, Mizzou 23. And this was what I was talking about earlier. We were 50% on third down. The Tigers were 6 of 12. But a big point in that game, Mizzou was 4 for 11 on third downs. They were getting first downs early, early in their snaps. But when we got them in third down, they only completed 4 of 11 attempts. Passing yards, okay. LSU had 259. Mizzou had 411. We knew we struggled last week. We've struggled all year in coverage, and Mizzou got 411 today. Rocky, you're gonna tear every damn thing up. Get out, man. Rushing attempts. Tigers had 274 yards on the ground, which that was the turning point in the game. And I think you look at it and our approach as an offense, the way we tried to run the ball early, we wanted to limit the time that Mizzou was going to have with the ball in their hands. So we wanted to try to establish that running game and get that going. And we had to get to the pass, but it was just really unreal what we did on the ground. Yards per attempt, 6.4. Mizzou had 116 rushing. Penalties, 12 for 88. Mizzou had 10 for 57. Another huge turning point. You can always look back in the history of it, the turnover battle. The Tigers did not turn the ball over. We got 2 from our defense with Perkins and Burns on those 2 picks. Time of possession, Tigers controlled the ball for 32 minutes and 26 seconds. Mizzou had it for 27, 34. And then I'm going to go to, we'll just look at Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels, we'll look at his stats. All right, Daniels in the air was 15 to 21 for 259, 12.3 per attempt, 3 touchdowns. Guy is just playing some really good football. Logan Diggs, 24 for 134 and 5.6 per attempt. Jaden Daniels on the ground. I think this guy won the game, of course, with his arm, but his legs were when the plays when we needed it. Jaden Daniels, 15 for 130 for 8.7 per attempt, and he had a long of 35. In the passing game, some guys stepped up. Brian Thomas continues to lead the nation in touchdowns scored. He had 4 for 66. Neighbors, who keeps producing, 6 for 146. Just a big play guy for us. So I'm going to get back in. That's, some of the stats. We know where we got to get better. We know where our weaknesses are as a team. But we found a way today to come out and get that win. We did it in the air. We did it on the ground. Just an unbelievable way to get it done for the Tigers. Heidi, you seeing anything there? Any questions on YouTube? I guess everybody's cooking and watching some more football. So we're going to close it up. Tigers get a big win. They go out, do what they needed to do, slowed Mizzou down enough, and LSU Tigers victorious. The Auburn Eagles, War Eagles, coming to town next week. Should be a good matchup. Hopefully we can go score a bunch of points. We'll see y'all next week. We'll probably do a pregame next week, talk about this matchup, and we'll be here for the postgame and a halftime. So y'all come on back and join us. Snap back with T-Mac. We're going to eat, babe.